There is a lot to see and do in Cyberpunk 2077. Evidently, 2077 is an extremely expansive game that has a lot of secrets and hidden details for you to always discover. So through the help of a little mod, which actually removes all water from Night City, we can fully appreciate some of the finer details that CDPR have put into 2077. So today we're going to be looking at a handful of these, just a couple of my favourites, and if you enjoy this video guys, let me know and I'm sure I can make another one. Up first we have a speedboat in Pacifica. This place is right on the shoreline of Coastview. I think the biggest reason why this fascinates me is because it really just clicked that 2077 doesn't have boats. You do get some of the big corporation boats, but these little personal use ones are never seen. So to actually see a speedboat modelled in 2077, at least to me, makes me wonder about the possibilities of aqua travel. This thing looks like a goddamn spaceship on water, and I think it's immensely detailed considering it's only ever seen underwater. It still remains to be the only small model of a boat which I have found in 2077. Up next we have a little red destroyed car. Now finding cars in Night City's water is not uncommon. In fact, you can find a lot of these, often with loot attached to them, and there isn't really any kind of story surrounding what happened. You know, is there a reason why this guy is at the bottom of the ocean? It's kind of left to your own imagination. But even still, it serves as a harsh reminder that Night City is a shithole at the end of the day, and you could be very much like this guy. Up next we have the sea defences, all the way on the outskirts of Night City's map. I've had a lot of comments throughout the years, people wanting me to explore these, so I thought I'd put it in this video because truly these things are underwhelming. There is absolutely nothing around these sea defences, no interiors, no hidden content. What you see is what you get. However, there are some interesting things underneath the water, like for example this terrain which doesn't quite exist, and I wonder if this has anything to do with the sea defence models themselves. Maybe it's a side effect of how they're placed into the world, I'm not entirely sure. And you also get this weird little mountainous peak, this little tiny hill. Again, don't know why it's here, but it's still pretty funny to look at. And finally we have Pacifica's underwater tunnel, but when you actually look at this underwater tunnel from above, you can see that there's just two gigantic strips of glass. There's not really much to say about this other than the fact that it's pretty funny to see something in the cold hard light of day that should never actually be seen, and I think it's one of the only times in 2077 where there is an underwater tunnel that is accessible. It's a nice little bit of infrastructure, and truly I wish it was seen elsewhere in the city. Anyways, those are a handful of things which you can find under the water in Cyberpunk 2077. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. What was your favourite? What was your least favourite? And if you enjoyed this content, then I'll happily make a part 2. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I will catch you lot in a bit.